Every time I see some more snark from TV.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special, probably one-off episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Vicious. How the hell is everybody doing? I'm doing fantastic. It seems as if I've just been served some legal documents from our very own Ethan Ralph, which I will not be covering during this show because, let's face it, it's more fun when I know what's in them, and it's always guaranteed to be funny. There is nothing better than a Ralph legal filing. They've proven entertaining to the very end, and I'm sure this one will be too. Anyway, let's get on with this because I want to be done in under 2 hours, and this is... we got a lot of stuff to cover. Joining me today, straight from hell, it's how I know that Sandra Ralph is there because obviously she worships Satan. Mistress Vickers, how are you?
Hey, y'all. Ave Satanas. Hail Satan. thank you for joining us today. My Lord and Savior, Satan Christ, appreciates your presence.
See?
Hail Satan.
Yeah, see? So clearly a Satan worshiper. It can't be hidden. Anyway, she's a little shy. She's not here to get famous, but in the event that she wants to bring up a beef that she has with some of our favorite people who we're talking about tonight, that's why she's here. Also joining us today on his 21st birthday, the drinking age. Not that he needs any booze to sound more retarded. Second eldest, the better, the more superior Ethan. Ethan, how are you?
Thank you for really hyping me up there. You good old papa. Everybody starts singing happy birthday to me in the chat. You'll do better than my mom did last year.
Better happy birthday than an in tower. Anyway, moving on. All right, so it's been like shit 2 years since I've done this, and it'll probably be 2 more, like I said, unless some legal documents are really hilarious. So, yeah, everybody knows divorce. That first year, 2024, sucked. Old Vicious Vickers did not have a good time. And then, because it was like a partial divorce, and we were kind of trying to stay together. And anyway, long story short, second year's been great. But some people lost their minds. Some people decided to accuse other people of rape in front of their children. And
what?
So I was told. And then it turns out some other people decided to go tell Ethan Ralph that I was a rapist. And that's right out of Ethan Ralph's own mouth. We're going to be covering that in his little 8-minute video that was really, really damning to his new best friend. And then we'll cover some of the... I want to cover... Ms. Couch's, my ex-wife's fundraiser, because...
I'm sorry, Cooch? Maybe
Cooch, Couch.
Please pronounce it correctly.
I'm sorry, Ms.
Here
Cooch.
for the audience.
Ms. Cooch's, her fundraiser, because I wouldn't be doing this show if it weren't for that goddamn fundraiser, which we'll get there. We'll get there, people. Ask for money if you want to ask for money, but don't ask for money trying to ride the coattails of fake victimhood, because that's exactly what it is. But like I said, we'll get there. All right, let's go over, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm out of practice, and so I'm going to be kind of all over the place, but we're going to start right off with Ethan Ralph's great video that he posted on Twitter, which was, of course, covering this fundraiser. And let's just go over some of this stuff, because this is what happens when a motherfucker can't keep his mouth shut. He does stupid shit that either harm him or harm his new best friend. So here we go.
First off, hello from Tennessee.
Hi.
This is a more serious video.
Oh my.
You saw I put out a GoFundMe for Ariana Vickers.
How did you put it out? Anyway, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Can I say something really quick?
You can, by golly.
I had to transcribe this whole video, and it drove me damn near insane.
Oh yeah, this has been transcribed for 2 different court cases. So yeah, he's the gift that just keeps on giving.
Yesterday, I don't usually promote GoFundMes. I don't have my own GoFundMe. I have a obvious battle going out in California with her husband.
Mind you, when he put this video out, there were no court cases that involved me and Ralph. None. Zip. Zilch. That's the level of stupidity we're dealing with here. He doesn't even know who he's fighting.
Same person who's torturing her.
Torturing. Yes. Do I make sure that I'm nowhere in her presence? Absolutely. And I guess that could be torturing when you've depended on a motherfucker for a quarter of a century to get your food and do your laundry and make sure the kids are fed and, sit around while you're suffering from every medical ailment known to man. But yes, it's me torturing her. I understand.
And nothing of this is going towards me. I have my own money to fight this son of a bitch. But
fight me on what? There was no goddamn case.
She's struggling with health issues. She's become a really good friend of mine.
You guys are my best friends, through thick and thin. We've always been together, we're four of a kind, having fun all day, palling around and laughing away. Just best friends are we.
Touching.
She happens to be the grandmother to my son. Now, unfortunately, she's been completely cut out of my son's life. Her mother was cut out of my son's life.
And whose fault is that? This is where we're going to get into why these two people... I'm going to try to be nice. I am not here, by the way, to attack my ex-wife. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to set some shit straight. But let's talk about why people get cut out of people's lives. And every time, everybody, Ralph included, my ex-wife included, blame me for cutting people out of other people's lives, they just further go to show those parties how little they're paid attention to and how much they're ignored. Oh, I didn't really do anything wrong. It's Vickers. Ugh, it's my ex-husband. Meh. Pay attention to the fucking people who are cutting you out of their lives, and you will understand why you're being cut out. No one made you share pictures of your son, you stupid idiot, which you weren't supposed to do. You did that because you got drunk, snuck on the bottle, and became the typical dipshit that you always are when you can't stop drinking because you're fucking weak. And that is why you're hiding in Mexico, and you're always going to lose because you can't even defeat a fucking bottle. You can't defeat an inanimate chemical object. How the fuck are you going to defeat an actual person? Woo.
Matthew Vickers has convinced his offspring, I'll just leave it at that, to lie about her in court.
What lie? What lie have my offspring told in court? It's all
Do you
been
know
covered
what I've
live.
said in a court of law?
Do I know? I mean, I've read what you've written. Mind you, everything that was written by either myself or Better Ethan, second eldest, or by Faith, anything that was written with them was uncontested by their mother. Uncontested. She filed no response. All she did in open court was say, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's a matter of opinion. You didn't do maybe anything illegal, certainly. But if you didn't do anything wrong, then why are people trying to get stay-away orders from you? Right? I didn't do it. I told, in fact, Ethan, it wasn't until we found out she was talking to Ethan Ralph that I said, go ahead. Because you guys wanted to do it beforehand, and I said,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been behind the scenes way more. Like, everybody
you
calm down.
advised against it
Yeah.
until after she started posing a true danger to my safety, Faith's safety. It's
Anyway,
just not lying.
Again, not here to shit on the ex-wife, but some things just are what they are. Continuing.
Her is crazy. She's one of the best women I've known in my life, actually.
Rewind 2 years ago. She's a pedophile. She's giant. Every fucking sling and arrow that he could come up with against her, that's what she was. Now, she's one of the best women that he's known in her life. Why? Because she's being nice to him. And why does my ex-wife spend time trying to convince my two minor children that I'm worse than Ethan Ralph? Because he's nice to her. Because to these two people, nothing matters other than if the other person is being nice to you. Well, if they're nice to me, that's all I need. It doesn't matter what kind of person they actually are or what they're doing or anything else. It only matters what that person's getting from the other at the time. That is fucking crazy.
And we got to be friends, and, well, they didn't like...
Sorry?
You guys are my best friends.
Okay, moving on.
And because she apologized for some things that they said about my mother on air and burning her in effigy and all that.
Help! Help!
I seen it. She was there.
And Matthew Vickers, convicted elder abuser.
Convicted elder abuser now.
Elder abuser.
I gotta go find this conviction. I am unaware of being convicted of anything. Convicted sex offender Ethan Ralph. Oh my God. It's
You
good
just
stuff.
needed something to call you out on a conviction since you have something to call him on a conviction.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm not going to discuss with anybody who brings it up the ongoing case in Placer County. Why? Because the other party's not making it a public spectacle like the two people I'm currently in court with.
All his money, and she divorced him because of that, because she didn't want to be associated with that. And
Narp! If she told him that, that's a lie, and if he's saying it, that's a lie. That's not enough for defamation, but we'll get there.
and he raped her
That is.
as a result. And it's my firm belief, based on what I know, that he did rape his own wife. And so if
See, Ralph was almost smart as Ralph can be in the beginning when he said, "Oh, she didn't tell me anything. I read it in his legal filing, so it's free game." My legal filing only said I didn't rape her, and it said she accused me of rape in front of my children. That's not enough to go, I believe. But now he just steps up and he just makes it even better. Let's continue.
he doesn't like me saying that, he knows where to see me.
No, I don't. You're hiding. I'm not going to go Mexico looking for you.
Give us the mailing address, motherfucker.
Right? You would never do that. This is a guy, he talks so tough. Mind you, the
Mail
only
you
time
2-knuckle sandwich.
the only time we were in really close proximity to each other was in a courthouse, and he thought for some reason that I would be able to stand the smell and get on an elevator with him. He threatened to call the police if I got in the elevator with him, people. Hard. Him so hard, man. He's Memphis tough.
But I started the GoFundMe because she talked about her endometriosis, and she's had health issues her whole life.
That's true.
And, I don't know if we can hit it or whatever,
Doesn't look like it.
but it's definitely personal for me. And the same thing that's trying to be done to me to take my child out of
Oh, here we go. Here we go, chat.
my life and all that is being done to her, because she shares minor children with Matthew Vickers, and he's been doing everything he can to take them away from her.
Motherfucker. If you guys knew the shit that I did to make sure that that is not what is happening, right? I have had that opportunity multiple times. If anybody read my ex parte filing for emergency custody, so that we could do the kids, on the kids' request, by the way, who are coming to me saying things are getting too crazy. Things are getting too crazy. We don't want to go back until XYZ happens, which included anger management. I had the ability. The judge said at the ex parte hearing, based on the filing, she was going to grant it. By then, I'd already come to an arrangement with her attorney, and her attorney, who, the first 6 months made me want to go fucking bonkers. He's much more reasonable. He's much more reasonable to this is not what I'm going for. When I filed my original domestic violence restraining order against her, I said right in the order, and I told her when I filed it, and I told her attorney right away, this is the only recourse I have, right? You can't file a civil restraining order in California if you've been married to the person. Hell, even if you've been dating. It has to be a domestic violence restraining order. But as soon as I did that, I'm like, I'm fine with a mutual stay away. I had to file that because she kept threatening to come over here, right? She kept threatening to just show up and act crazy and yell and shout. And so I said, I can't have that. Can't have that around, especially if, and it was after she had already called the police, right? And said that, oh, he assaulted me 5 months ago. She hasn't said that she called the police. It could have been anybody. Oh, it could have been a mandated reporter, guys. Mind you, that call from the police came the day after I terminated what was left of our relationship and just said, not going to do this anymore. Anyway, I'm off the rails. Let's finish this video. I'll go on and on.
And it was her GoFundMe. She put it up, but I heard about it, I'll say, and I decided to promote it. I put $300 of my own dollars in. Somebody else put in a little bit
What a fucking baller.
of money.
Wait. I'd like to mention, he said earlier that he made the GoFundMe, and then proceeded to say that she made the GoFundMe.
No, and I believe she created it because according to other sources, she had been talking about creating a fundraiser for all her woes.
Oh yeah, I should have
Talk to me about it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
dropped this
Oh, we'll get there. I'm going to cover that next.
today, and I hate to even bring this up because it's such a good week, and I'm back home and
He's back home. His home's in fucking Mexico, man.
had a great time on the filming and production, and it's kind of off
I got more friends. Ah!
kilter, but I just want to explain the situation, what he's trying to do to her, take her kids away,
Nope.
ruin her life,
Nope.
put her in the ground.
Definitely nope.
He's already had her cut out of my son's life.
Here we go again. I've had her cut out of his son's life. I'm the one who's responsible for that. It's not at all. Faith cut contact with her mother in July of 2024 when her mother and I were still seeing each other and still trying to fix the marriage and everything else. I kept going back to Faith and saying, man, she's your mom. You got to try to work things out, yada, yada, yada. And Faith's not on because, of course, she has a little Xander to take care of. But she would vouch for that. I kept, stupidly in my opinion, trying to make this work. No one's been more about trying to keep the parent-child relationship, even if the husband-wife relationship fell apart, right? Still their mother. But you know what? They're grown children. They're adults now. And there's a limit to how much they're willing to put up with. And I understand. I've been there with my parents back in the day. We reconciled. Never had a problem with my mom, but my dad was a heavy drinker and I gave that up for a while once it destroyed his heart. Listen up, Ralph. Listen up. My dad made it to 62 and he was lucky to have made it that long. Congestive heart failure hit him about, 5 years before that. And he just drank beer, man. How long do you think you're going to last, bro? With that hard liquor getting poured down that rankly gullet. I don't know. Probably not long. But then again, the mighty cockroach marches on.
Even her 88-year-old grandmother has been cut out of my son's life.
Let's talk about that. Well, hang on.
Despite the fact that my son lived with that 88-year-old grandmother for the first 2 or 3 years of his life.
That is true. And again, the person who cut the 88-year-old grandmother, who I'm still very fond of, and haven't spoken with her now in over a year, and it kind of sucks because she's a nice person, but I'm not going to try and torpedo the relationship between my ex-wife and her mother. I'm just not going to do it. But Faith tried again to contact her grandmother, Xander's great-grandmother, and just made the conditions. I want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about mom. I don't want to hear all the stuff that mom is saying. I don't want to hear all the stuff that she's saying about dad. So if we can just do that, fine. And she couldn't do it. It kept coming back to, here's all your mother's woes. And if anybody's been around somebody, and I was for a quarter century, who is pretty consistently negative, right, is usually talking about what's wrong with themselves, with other people, with the world. When that shit gets ramped up to 500, which it did pretty much, November 2023. November 2023 is when it just started getting, just everything was, I'm stressed this. She was screaming at people because she was going to have to do all the work with her mom's knee surgery, even though everybody else did everything. Just random stuff like that. And it got worse and worse and worse. And it just gets to a point where you don't want to deal with that. Sorry, Victor in chat. I'm not paying much attention to chat, you guys. Sorry. Quick question, Mr. Vickers. Have you seen the documentary on you from Mickey? No, I have not seen any documentary on me. I'm sure it's fascinating, though.
Ooh,
I'll have to check it out one day. If you, Victor, if you have, I think you have my, my X, Twitter, whatever it's called now. You can DM me, yeah, please. Or link it in here, yeah, and I'll go back and get it later. Anyway, let's get through this video.
That's the type of cold person Matthew Vickers is, and they
The coldest, motherfuckers.
Paint me as a monster.
No, you paint yourself as a monster, brah.
And, I've done some bad things.
Yes, you have.
But I've done nothing on the level of what he's done.
Right, your level's way, way higher and way worse.
He's evil. He's tried to ruin me for years. You see where it got him. But he's trying to ruin his ex-wife now.
How? What am I doing?
26 years. And she's a friend of mine. And
Oh,
Every time.
You guys are my best friends, through thick and thin. We've always been together.
okay, sorry. Every time.
I consider her a good woman, and I see what's being done to her, and I don't like it. And I also remember he tried to dox all these Anons. He's not a very popular person, but I just want to tell you a little bit of the story, what's going on here. And again, I know this is not entertainment. This is not a Ralph rant. This is
I like how he assumes anything he does is entertainment at all.
just me telling you what's going on. And again, I don't usually promote GoFundMe's. I don't know if she'll get the goal. She needs emergency surgery, and she's got all these legal fees. He's suing her for defamation, which he tried to sue me for defamation once. I hope he tries again.
Got your wish.
But, because I firmly believe what she told me, by the way, so.
There it is. Firmly believe what she told him. Oh, with friends like these. That is why this episode is called that. Because she's already defaulted. I've already won the lawsuit. I have no idea how much I'll get awarded. And it's not about that, because I'm not going to go and try and drain all the bank accounts of my kid's mom when she has to take care of them half the time anyway. The point is, I have 4 sons in this world that need to know that it doesn't matter who it is. It is not okay to call somebody a rapist when you've never had non-consensual sex in your fucking life. It's not okay. And when that's in people, I tried to settle this outside of court. Everything I've ever done, I've tried to settle outside of court first, which we'll get to when people start talking about me weaponizing the court system. And nope, they refused. And so here we are.
Go ahead and try it, Matt. Matt.
By the way, when you're trying to show malice and somebody's talking about how you're evil and Fat Matt, and they have a personal grudge against you, there's a reason that he deleted this video after a day, people.
But, it's just a little background on the GoFundMe. I don't usually promote stuff like that, but Ariana is a really good woman, and it's a shame what the scumbag Matthew Vickers
No malice
has done to her life and is attempting to do to her life. And I fully support her in this endeavor. I put some of my own money in there. It's not for me. I didn't start a GoFundMe I have legal battles with this same person, man.
No, you don't! Where are they?
No active legal battles going on.
Yeah, at
this
the
man.
time. Yeah, now you do. I doubt very much, by the way, it'll get past discovery. If it gets past discovery, I'll be shocked. There is no way in shit it's going to trial. If it goes to trial, I'll be quadruple shocked. But that's just understanding of civil suits and the civil procedure.
Matthew Vickers, who is controlling somebody else. So it's not for me, but I put $300 of my own. Somebody else put $200. If you could chip in 5, 2, whatever. I'm not this type of guy to promote GoFundMe, so this is not my specialty. But she's a good woman, and he's an evil, truly evil person. He's the most evil person I've ever met in my life.
No malice.
This is why the Satanist is fucking him.
Ooh, spicy.
Hello?
Sorry.
Sorry, son.
Oh shit.
And
Thank you, Mom.
I don't say that. I don't say that lightly. And so, if you can help her, I said match me, bros. I threw in $300. If you could throw in $2, $3, whatever, because it's really serious for her. He wants to see her in the ground.
No, I don't. That would be fucking awful. You know what I would love to see is I would love to see her get the help she needs. She has a definite addiction to sympathy and attention that was filled for a long time pretty much by me and by everybody else as she suffered all these medical maladies. I don't know how many were real now. I don't know how many were fake. There's some that are unquestionably real, you know, that I saw and, you know, stuff that you can't fake. But I would love nothing more than for her to be able to live a happy, normal life without me for the benefit of her kids. The problem is, no matter what, this whole me not being able to be in the same room as her is going to last forever because I can't be around somebody who's a couple pills away from calling me a rapist or an abuser or whatever. And we'll see when we go over her DVRO filing just how off the fucking rocker things are and what she considers to be abuse worthy of filing a DVRO, where the judge in court is saying, you know, I didn't grant the temporary restraining order. I think this is kind of a waste of time. And she's like, okay, but I got more. Because she doesn't just... We'll get there.
And,
Also,
you know,
it's also like how when Faith was going through her stuff, you know, all we wanted was for her to get help and come back. And given the similar patterns I'm noticing, we just want her to get better and get the proper help.
Right? It would be nice if on, you know, your 22nd birthday... And that's the sad part about this, folks. Here we are with our first son, and then when I say our, I'm talking about Miss Cooch, and I. Our first son, his 21st birthday, and there's no contact order, right? She can't tell him happy birthday because that's how extreme things got. There would be nothing better than for that to change, right? I can't be at a, you know, we'd have to do 2 birthday dinners probably, because again, I can't sit down across the table from her, and I'm sure, you know, we've in the last year we've been face to face one time, and it was fine, but it was because our 7-year-old got hurt and bumped his head at school, and, you know, had to have some stitches and everything else, and we got along. But I'm limiting that like as much as possible because I believe the woman's an actual risk to my freedom. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. Just going to jump in here. Nobody defended her and loved her and supported her as far as I heard from him from the very beginning more than him. And it makes me sad.
Keep your face in the microphone.
Oh,
there we
sorry.
go. That's better.
I'm a noob. I'm a virgin.
Anyway,
Nobody's
and this
touched
is coming from for people who, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm probably talking out of turn. I really would have loved if, I mean, I tried to be her friend. I would have really liked if this could be fixed.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Mistress Vickers, or she's been a friend, a good friend, a platonic friend, up until now, to the whole family for 20, I don't know, let's see. Faith was 3 months old or 6 months old when we met.
Been a while.
At the bank.
Like 6, I think.
She was like 6 months old. So, in Faith's 24 now. So, like 23 and a half years, Mistress Vickers has been our friend. And despite some of the theorizing out there, no, we were not having an extramarital affair at any point. We worked together through 1, 2, 3 banks, and she worked for me for me and Ariana technically for about a year.
Yep.
That
something
I
like
can
that.
also confirm because that motherfucker let me use his iPad all the time.
Yeah. And then it just so happened we were both having the same kind of issues at the same kind of time and realized, hey, we kind of like each other. So, yay. But that's as simple as it is. There's nothing untoward or weird or bizarre going on about it. And the person who knows this more than anything is Miss Couch. But I don't know who she's spinning to what and how she's spinning it. But, you know, obviously she's not happy with the situation. Whoops. I got off that damn video. Here we go.
Broke it.
Go, man. Go, Ralph.
Fix it.
What the hell?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he broke it.
What is going on here? Look at
He
that.
is no longer the good, the bad, and the vicious. He's just the
Fucking
bad.
boomer. That's
not
weird.
vicious anymore. You're losing your
Yeah.
your aura.
All right. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter because that video goes on and he like repeats himself 4 times, and there's more best friend
Ah,
stuff.
fuck,
and,
we
and
don't get to hear him
everything
go.
else.
I love Ariana.
Oh yeah! God damn it! Here's what I'm gonna try. Chat, because that's
My
true.
favorite part.
That is a really good part. I won't lie.
Yeah, just close it, bring it back.
I'm gonna close it and bring it back. I'm gonna
Unplug,
close it and
replug
bring it
always
back.
works.
Like I said, it's been 2 years. Do.
It's at least you're
First
not,
off, hello.
having
Okay.
people remembering
It
to
works
speak into the mic.
again. It works again.
Truly evil person.
Truly
He's the
evil
most evil
person.
person I've ever met in my life. And I don't say that.
Right, imagine saying there's no malice. He's the most evil person I've ever met in my life. Oh, Brian, get the fuck out of my chat. If you're going to sit there and just shit it up with your stupid theories and your wrong numbers like you always have, just leave, man, because Ethan's going to keep on banning you. You're just wasting your time, bro.
Oh, I haven't banned him. I just deleting his messages.
Just ban that dipshit, dude.
Okay.
He's so fucking stupid.
Bye.
He's almost as stupid as Ralph, but very few people get that trophy.
I don't say that lightly. And so if you can help her, I said match me, bros. I threw in $300. If you could throw in $2, $3, whatever. Because it's really serious for her. He wants to see her in the ground. And, she's got enough illnesses. He might get his wish, but he won't see me in the ground. I can tell you that. And I won't stop fighting him until the day I am in the ground. And there's a story about how we became friends, me and Ariana. One
You guys are my best friends.
day, hopefully soon, I'll be able to talk to her about that with the rest of you, because it's a story of how people can be so at war and settle it, and move on because of common familial connections. Well, they didn't want that. They wanted me out of my son's life, and so they punished her, and then, he raped her and all this stuff. And
There it is again. Oh, God.
you can read the GoFundMe for yourself, but the videos...
Let that be a lesson to you, Mistress Vicious. Don't get along with Ethan Ralph or you're gonna get raped.
Wait, by you?
Yeah, by me.
Oh, I'm gonna go get along with Ethan Ralph.
Yeah,
real
don't
hard.
talk to him.
getting a little long, so I'll stop it here. This has nothing to do with the kill stream or
So I stop it here, but let me talk about the same shit for another minute.
productions or anything like that. I've had a great time. I hate to even do this, but she's in a tough situation and she's up against a real scumbag, and
No malice.
I love her, and
I love it. That's
That
my
was
birthday
good.
gift right there. Getting to hear that again.
God.
Feel the love in my soul right now.
God, what
Not
a,
even just
what a
weed,
moment.
it's-
We could just all come together. And oh God, let's just hear it again.
productions or anything like that. I've had a great time. I hate to even do this, but she's in a tough situation and she's up against a real scumbag, and I love her, and
Funny every fucking time.
Holy shit.
Seen my new mama. Oh God, what do you think about that, Sandra?
Man who totally released revenge porn of her daughter, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Remind everybody.
I love her. I love her. Yeah, everybody forgets that. Not everybody. I think we all fucking. Ah!
No, we remember it. No,
Oh,
everybody
God,
in that
Pepperidge
chat
Farms
remembers it. Come on,
remembers.
everybody here is cool.
God. All right, here we go.
not like that. She's a great woman, and he's an absolute piece of shit,
No malice.
and I'll never stop fighting. So thank you for listening. I'll post this above the GoFundMe. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't, but
After I go on for another minute and a half.
I got things to do here in Tennessee. I'll be with James Edwards tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about this really probably again until I get back, but I think there may be a conversation in the works, perhaps between me and her.
Oh my God! Please make my life so much easier.
Is that what you got emailed with?
No.
You plan?
Yeah, there's like a declaration and a motion and a memorandum or something. So it might be a countersuit, which is just gonna tickle my funny bone, but we'll find out. Either way, behold me and the amount of worried I am. Other than I don't even want to be making content, but this is like my kind of content. I'm the only one who covers it accurately. Oh God.
On the show, not necessarily about all these topics, but just about how all this came about and we became close. But that's my story, and thank you for listening. Thanks for the guy already chipped in. I may chip in some more myself, actually. But anyway, thank you so much for the support. Sorry to bring it down, but and sorry the video's so long, but it kind of needed to be. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna hang with my uncle and my aunt and James Edwards tomorrow. We're going to do the Memphis stream. It's going to be great, but I just needed to say all this. And Matthew Vickers, I know where you're going to be. You're going to be in hell.
No malice.
Literally, that's where you're going to spend your life.
How am I going to spend my life in hell? I mean, I'm dating a Satan worshiper, so I guess, but...
We gonna be having an orgy with your mama.
Oh, please, no. God, no.
Oh,
God.
For ultimate revulsion here, okay? Not for practicality or for what we actually want to do.
you almost made me throw up. What
Sorry,
the fuck is wrong with you?
I did. I
sorry.
threw up on my
God,
You-
gonna have to get another restraining order against another mother.
Oh,
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm gonna go in the back entrance just to see your daddy.
Oh.
now you got to add back entrances into it. God, you're vile.
Oh, you know it.
And I may be there too. I don't know. But you better hope I'm not. You
Because you'll hide in the elevator and threaten to call the Satan police.
better hope they send me to the other place.
They won't.
Because if I'm down there with you, it's going to be truly hell.
No malice.
Salute. Thank you, everybody. And I'll talk to you later.
Oh, salute.
Daddy's
big
getting
guy.
angry, kitten. Daddy's getting angry. That's what that was.
Okay. In traditional Good, Bad, Vicious, after that, I need to, as the old term I believe used to be, take a vicious. So I'm going to wrangle off to the bathroom, be right back. Ethan, give us your thoughts. Mistress Vicious, chime in. I'll be right back.
What the fuck do you want me to say? I don't have the attention span for this. I've been destroyed by technology throughout my youth.
His bladder calls, my guy.
Yeah, but his bladder is putting me on the spot. I'm not gonna improv. That's the third eldest job.
Go get him.
So,
slam-
ladies and gentlemen,
Just go
just
grab
so
him,
you
just
know,
say,
my
"Hey."
dad's not like. Oh, what?
Just say we need you to like entertain people and be brilliant for like 2 minutes.
I'm not gonna go get him for that. He's gonna punch me.
Yeah,
He's not physically. Third
A
eldest
ball-
is
a
not
ball
physically
kicking
abusive. I'd like to clarify. Also, my papa, just to be clear, is not emotionally distant or terrible. I asked for this stream for my birthday. This is my birthday gift.
Oh, I know it. I think we all know that.
Yeah, you know it. I'm telling chat. I'm letting them know. This is
Okay.
this
all
is
right.
what's
Okay.
giving me
All right, cool.
joy.
Okay, I'm back.
I support you. Now it's my
Thank you.
turn to go pee. Okay, have fun.
You're
Bye.
better.
Oh,
You're doing better than my mother.
I mean, what's the point in wasting time and money to sue a guy who has nothing? Good job felting yourself. Yes, thank you, JT, whatever, blah, blah, blah. so little they know. That's okay. That's okay. You can be in your hug box and not understand what's going on, and we all forgive you. All right. Let's move on here. Let me check my show notes because I actually had to make notes, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about a Ms. Couch's fundraiser here. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's nothing I hate more than falsely using services provided by those wanting to help souls in need when you do not need. So
Yeah, I
it's
think-
especially for Christmas gifts.
Yeah, I think
You
we're
know,
all bent out
from
of shape about
nonprofits.
that one. Bear with me, folks. Here, and like I said, still
Boomer.
that. I think that is the whole thing. All right. All right, so let's read through this real quick. I am the mother of 5 beautiful children, true. Grandmother to 1, also true. For most of my adult life, I've battled serious chronic health conditions, also true. At 22, I was diagnosed with severe endometriosis, very true, which meant I needed 6 laparoscopies and several courses of medication just to have my children. Okay, so let's correct this. I don't think she meant it this way. She did not have to have 6 laparoscopies just before she could start having children. She had laparoscopic surgery to ablate, I believe is the term, to ablation of endometrial tissue that would kind of go around and stick to other organs and outside the bladder and everything else. And yes, that was usually necessary before she could have a child, but it was never done.
So it's one per child.
It's one per child, but it was never done. It was never done like, oh, it's time to have another baby, or especially as they're going to make this sound, and as I'm sure Ralph tries to make it sound, that I was going, your only job is to pump out kids, bitch. Get a laparoscopy so we can have another baby. No, that wasn't it. She was in pain. That's why she was in pain from the endometriosis, needed the laparoscopic procedure. Having the laparoscopic procedure, then yes, did make it easier for her to get pregnant. But the truth about the pregnancies are we planned the first, we planned the second. The third time she was actually on birth control and she got pregnant, and that was William's predecessor, but that was a miscarriage. So after that one, we planned for William. After that, she was told she was never getting pregnant again. Gideon was a surprise, the fourth one. And then Thaddeus was a plan between the two of us. And she enjoyed being pregnant because when she was pregnant, she felt better. I think we've talked about this in previous shows that have been lost to the ages and will continue to be lost. But as one of her specialists explained it, the cortisol from the fetus, cortisone, I think cortisol is some kind of steroid cream. Cortisone from the fetus would pass through the placenta and get to her. So it would have kind of neutralizing effects to what they were never able to identify as whatever autoimmune or autoinflammatory disorder she had. She has been diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome. Somebody diagnosed secondary, then somebody diagnosed primary. Anyway, I make no secrets that she had a lot of health issues. And if she didn't, then she was using the bejesus out of me as a slave. But yeah, she's not a healthy person. So yeah, no qualms with that. While I'm deeply grateful for each of them, the many surgeries and years of waiting for a hysterectomy have left me with significant scarring and adhesions. Now I'm also facing several fibroids that can cause severe pain, anemia, and constant disruption to my life. The bleeding is so severe that I have been told to come to the ER multiple times a day. Now, that I can't vouch for. That multiple times in a day has not happened while I've been around. I have no reason to doubt it. I've seen her bleed a ridiculous amount because of the fibroids. What I don't like is when she blames me, as she had in Talking Parents after the divorce, blamed me for her second fibroid. It's my fault that she got it for whatever reason she cooked up. But yeah, I'm not going to take responsibility for that one. So here we go. This is the part I start to take umbrage with. On top of my health struggles, I was forced to file for divorce due to my ex-husband's abusive actions against me. She wasn't forced. We both discussed it, and I filled out the fucking paperwork for her to file. She didn't fill out that. I was about to say abortion. She didn't fill out that divorce paperwork at all. I filled it out for her because I said, if you want a divorce, I understand. Because there was shit going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not claiming to have been perfect in all of this. Far from it. But I'm not a rapist, and I never physically abused her. Those things just never fucking happened. And do you think that if I was a rapist, that I would actually take it to court and sue somebody for defamation? No, I would just be glad that I wasn't under arrest. and charged with rape. And going, whoo, man, I hope she doesn't tell anybody else like the police. She could just tell the kids and it'll be okay. No. It's because, specifically, I've been nothing but a fucking gentleman all my life with women. All my life. And I say, one woman and now a second woman. Yay! She was high school sweethearts.
He doesn't have a knife against your back right now, right?
No. Anyway, so she was not forced to file for divorce. I helped her fucking do the paperwork. In fact, we gave it to Ethan so that Ethan could serve me with the divorce paperwork.
I did serve my papa with the divorce papers.
Right?
I was
Literally,
extremely
all three
on
of us.
my mother's side
Yeah.
for the longest time.
Well, it's not even
so
that you
should
were
really
on.
say.
It's not even that you were on her side. It's not like I didn't know what
Oh,
was going to
yeah, no,
happen.
I'm never on anybody's side. What I am is
you're-
I'm on the side of whoever's acting reasonable, and currently, Papa acting more reasonable than Mama.
Yeah. Well, the point is, this was a planned thing. We knew it was happening. I filled out the paperwork. I gave it to her. She handed it to Ethan. He served me. We're in the same room. That's
talked
your
about it
forced.
A lot in a group chat.
Yeah, that's your forced to file divorce. Oh God, because I spoke out. He's retaliated with a civil lawsuit and is weaponizing the courts. Bull fucking shit. I've never weaponized the courts. Not once, not ever. I've always tried to solve it outside the court, and I did with her too. I said, just make it clear to everybody that I'm not a fucking rapist. I said that before I was even threatening a lawsuit. But I was left with no other choice. I'm not going to let... Now it's everywhere, right? So I have to work an hour away so I don't work with people I know or who know her. I had a good thing lined up much closer, except for she works with people that I work for. And I don't know what she's running around telling everybody. Like I said, addicted to sympathy. And it's one of the things I saw right away in her private texts with my best friend who she wanted to hook up with and everything else. It was mostly about what a piece of shit I was and all these things that I've done to her so they could be her support group. Anyway.
Said to me a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, I've
right? When you're turning your
text.
kids into your emotional support, fuck that. Don't do that.
That's because she valued my opinion as a peer counselor.
Ethan's being tongue-in-cheek here, ladies and gentlemen. She told him that one time. Anyway.
Oh, she said that like 6 times.
So
But
let's
only
see.
when it
All right.
benefited her.
So because I spoke out, he retaliated. She didn't speak out to who? Spoke out. She told my kids that I was her rapist and her abuser. And she did it specifically because she was trying to win a sympathy argument with Ethan's former girlfriend. That's why it
yes.
happened.
Oh, yes.
And then she
15th,
starts, and then she starts
2024,
telling, and then what did she get?
at
She got a sympathetic
3:33
ear.
p.m.
Yeah, she gets a sympathetic ear from Ethan Ralph. And then it's, I may as well tell him too, so I can get that sympathy. Ooh.
That's how you
The
know he's
constant-
inferior, Ethan. I will be right back. I have to go use the bathroom.
Go ahead. The constant struggle to recover from the consequences of his actions, that would be, I assume, my actions, while trying to protect myself from further vindictive attacks, is draining what little money, time, energy, and resources I have left. I need a complicated hysterectomy, but the costs are overwhelming. I have medical insurance through my job, but the copays, lost wages, and extra expenses are more than I can manage, especially with ongoing legal battles. Battles, people. I have to take more time off than I have saved, and the constant doctor and ER visits are making things even harder. As my ER doctor said, this is no longer an elective surgery, it's a necessity. I've never asked for help before, but because you've never had to. Okay, I've never asked for help before, except for from my husband of 26 years, who basically did everything in his power to make me well. None of it ever worked. But anyway, my children deserve the chance to grow up with their mother. I agree. And I want to be here for them. That's great. I would be grateful beyond words for any help, whether it's a donation, prayers, positive thoughts, advice, or simply sharing my story. Thank you for taking the time, sharing my story of how I was abused and forced to file divorce. You know, if this would have been a fundraiser for just the surgery, and if she would have, like, full disclosure, she's been with her employer for a year now, so she qualifies for FMLA. She has great insurance. So, I mean, she's still going to get paid while she's off work. through FMLA because she'd have temporary disability. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know everything about what's going on. I will simply say, yes, she has medical issues. I don't care if she starts a fundraiser. I do care if she tries to press that fundraiser by basically fucking smearing my good name. Because it's unnecessary. And weaponizing the courts. Her constant legal battles. She has one attorney who will only represent her in the divorce part, which is like nothing happens in that for a long time because it's going to take years to sort out the community property and all that stuff. So, anyway. So that's that.
Hey, gang, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Oh, just the end of the fundraiser thing. So that's what I take umbrage to with the fundraiser. The one that totally non-malicious Ralph was propping up for, the friend who he loves. So, give a breakdown. I did that. Okay. Let's move on to just a discussion real quick of the most recent legal thing between Ralph and Faith. Ralph, in his ultimate fucking super genius, says that he won everything in Last Thing with Faith. So here's what happened. Ralph, like a dipshit, posted pictures of Xander, right? First, he sent them to Mersh. He says he was hacked. We all know that's bullshit. But let's say even if he was hacked, he admitted to Faith in messages that he shared the pictures with his aunt on X. And then says, which I'm allowed to do, he claimed. No, he's not. Specifically, he's not. He was not allowed to share digital versions of those pictures with anybody. And it was for this exact reason that Faith fought to have that be the case, is because she knew something like this would happen. He gets drunk. He's on a fucking rampage because of the homely chick who broke up with him that he was also in love with and very much loved her, until she was a dirty, rotten whore who cheated with Mersh.
He only loved her as long as he had money in his wallet.
Mersh, who's apparently my best friend and is working with me so closely. I've never had one word with Mersh, ever. Not in DMs, not in chat, not anywhere, not ever. So it's just, it's deflection from the fact that, no, Faith talked to Mersh, obviously, to say, hey, give me a declaration that these came, please. She was polite about it. Give me a declaration that these came from Ralph. Please take down the picture, which to Mersh's credit, he did right away. Yeah. And that's it. Just confirm that those pictures came from Ralph's account. So Ralph's going to claim that his Twitter was hacked, which he may have all the emails in the world that say that his account was compromised. That doesn't equal, oh, and they went in specifically and sent that picture to one specific person who I just so happened to be at war with. War. As much as we can consider any of this shit actual war, because the concept of men in this fucking generation is dead, right? This is not war. This is speaking in front of a fucking microphone shenanigans. It's no different than what Ralph does, except for I'm a bit more eloquent and I drink less. But to consider it a war is laughable, friends. Laughable. Anyway, Faith filed a request for order. It's an FL300. It's a very simple form. And she said, slightly less easy, though, is she also wanted an emergency ex parte because he had a visitation coming up. And she requested, very simply, no more pictures. I don't want any more pictures taken during visitation. He was allowed to have 3. Now I want him to be allowed to have none. I want a temporary pause on visitations until we have the hearing, because when you get an ex parte hearing, you get like an emergency hearing, which is enough to grant temporary orders, but then they set a full hearing, an evidentiary hearing, to actually get the final orders, if any will be actually, be given. She said, I want that. And she said, I want, God, what was the third thing? I don't want to pull it up, but maybe I should. I probably have it here. Oh, I do have it here. Look at me go. I don't bother putting it on screen, though. It's all public info anyway.
Look at that.
Let's see.
The kill stream live. did post some certain documents.
Oh, goody. Well, I guess he just couldn't wait for me to cover him. He's like, I'll do it
Yeah,
myself.
underwater Alex Jones is ahead of the game.
I'll stop him to the punch and I'll just show it all. I'm sure it won't be a laugh riot. I hope they were. I hope he was got instruction from his Mexican attorney.
One of these days, I kind of hope he does just post something that's actually written well, just so that it could be like a Marvel, like Half-Life 3. Wow, that happened finally!
Everybody, nobody understood what you just said because you maxed out your microphone big time, and now I'm bleeding
bad.
through the ears. Ralph's online personality. Immediate termination of Mr. Ralph's rights to take any photos during supervised visitation, as he has violated the stipulation of our previous agreement. Temporarily pause in all supervised visitation until the appropriate evidentiary hearings can be completed and the stipulation and order can be appropriately modified. And somewhere in here, there's another order. Oh, and to be allowed to serve him electronically with personal service documents. The judge granted the no pictures as a temporary emergency order, and she granted the physical service as a temporary order. She did not grant the pause in visitation. It was 1 to 2 days after that Faith discovered that the location of the visitation center had been doxxed by Kiwi Farms. Why? Because Ralph has to make his life a public fucking spectacle. Hey, look, friends, because I don't have real friends, I'm shopping at a Target and buying gifts for my son. Yippity-dee, I'm so special. Right?
How fucking dare you
Yeah, and then they
say
identified
that
it between...
Ralph doesn't have any real friends? Are you forgetting that he loves my mother?
Thank you, Ethan. I forgot. You're right. You're right. I forgot.
I just want to make sure we're not spreading misinformation. I don't want Ralph to sue for defamation, for instance. That would be a crazy thing to happen.
It would. Sure, I would just be at my wit's end all day, pulling what's left of my hair out, which is not much. All right.
Just nothing.
God, no hair,
I've tried.
people, no teeth. Over here, just fat, beard, and ugly.
Can't do voodoo on this man. I weigh
350 pounds. That's why people call me Fat Matt. It's not just Ralph. When I go to work, that's what my name tag says when I work at the Chevron. I clean up bathrooms at a Chevron, you guys. That's what I do. I mop that shit better than anybody else. I'm the assistant. I'm an assistant to the Chevron manager. Okay, so anyway, upon the final hearing, so Faith never asked for a complete cease. It was a temporary pause in visitation. And she did cancel the visit after she found out that the place had been doxxed because Ralph had fucking blasted out when his visitation was going to be. Everybody knows when he's going to be there. Not because Faith tells anybody, because he fucking tells everybody. I'm going to see my son. Well, congratulations. Nobody else has to know about it. What in the hell?
I'm going to see my son that I don't help pay for the food of.
She had her microphone turned towards her chip bag.
I'm snacking.
Do they not have streaming? Did they not have streamers in hell?
Do they?
I just can't believe that.
I think people who... Oh, God. Anyway.
You have to do special things for Satan, and he'll give you, the privilege.
Yeah, this is called leaning into the joke, people. Enjoy it. All right, so Faith got exactly what she asked for, and she got a bonus, and we're gonna explain this bonus. That was really funny because Ralph really did not get it, and just fully failed to understand what actually happened in that hearing. I got to get the transcript. I'll talk to Faith. If the transcript will be interesting, I'll go get it. If it's not that interesting, then I won't bother. I doubt we'll ever get to the point where we surpass anti-me regalia again. And what's wrong with corn from the judge? I just don't think we're ever going to get better than that. So here's the truth of the matter. I just read you what Faith requested on her FL 300 on her request for order. When it came to the final hearing, she got exactly what she asked for. No pictures. Ability to serve him by email or mail. In fact, the courts ordered him to provide her with a P.O. box within a certain amount of days. I don't know if we're past those many days or not. But usually he doesn't. I mean, last time he was supposed to update her within 10 days if he moved, and, he didn't. So the judge ordered a third thing, or a fourth thing, or however many thing that Faith didn't ask for. And I'm not sure how this came about, but she ordered Ralph, instead of paying $800 a month, she ordered him to pay $200 a week. Okay. Ralph is like, oh, no, that's better for me. Let's just explore all the ways that that's not true. First, $800 a month times 12 months is $9,600 a year. $200 a week times 52 weeks is $10,400 a year. That's a 8-point-something% increase in his annual child support. Now, Ralph says, no, it's not, because I'm only going to pay $200 a week until the 800's paid for the month, and then I'm not paying anything else. Or something along those lines. I'm sure that's going to be his argument somewhere, but that's not the order. I posted a copy, a screenshot of the order on X, which shows $200 a week. That's the order. Now, let's say that even if that wasn't true, let's say the judge had actually ordered, well, no, just $200 a week for 4 weeks during the month, and then you start again on like whatever, the first Monday of the next month or something like that. There is zero benefit when interest is not a factor to being ordered to make more frequent, smaller payments. The math doesn't work out on it. It never has. You're always better off paying more in less payments, because then you can use that money to work for you during that time. Right? It's basic economics. Now, granted, you're not going to be making big bucks with it's 80 pages? 79?
It is a lot of pages. I'm reading it right now.
Oh, God,
because I can multitask.
Oh,
I'm typing, I'm talking, I'm reading.
Is it Ethan, is it everything I could have hoped and dreamed so far?
You are going to enjoy it.
Oh,
that is all I was.
God. What a weekend it's going to be.
Yeah. I'm still like towards the beginning. I once again, I'm multitasking.
It's like the Holy Bible, somebody says. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So Ralph, baby, buddy.
Oh yeah, he did also include a mailing address.
Oh, nice. There. Ralph, $200 a week is impossible to work out to your favor. It is not better for you in any possible way. It is only worse for you. And that's whether it was $200 a week times only 4 weeks in a month, or whether it's the true $200 a week times all 52 weeks, which is actually what it is, because that's what was ordered. Now, change that order. Sorry, to change that order. He was so happy, right? Some things that he said, oh, I got someone in the legal know, he would say. And it's Nevada County doesn't even have jurisdiction. Dipshit. If the order is still in Nevada County, that's the only county that has jurisdiction. It's up to the petitioner or the respondent. Either of you could have done it. Faith or Ralph could have motioned for the case to be transferred to another county, the county that it's now in. Either of you could have done that. Ralph attempted to do this by filing his own FL 300 that looked like it was written by a 2-year-old monkey on a farm. Faith wrote an actual motion and got it granted. And in fact, it says on the docket that
right now.
Yeah, it reads in the minutes that the change of venue was approved on the petitioner's motion. So this wasn't Ralph's motion because he doesn't know how to write stuff. Oh, so that's Ralph. His whole his cope. I don't know what it is with this massive cope, and I think it's very similar to his cope with everything else. Is the judges in Nevada County are very professional, as most judges are. So even if you walk in there 3 sheets to the wind with blue hair, a green sweatshirt, and baggy sweatpants, and some combat boots, as Ralph has done, which is like the third tweet on Miss Couch's Twitter, is a picture of him saying that she located another cryptid. But
yet I'm fat and slovenly in an ill-fitted suit.
Yeah, but
you guys are my best friends.
Not a cryptid anymore. Now he's such a good friend.
You guys can't see it, but I am going to wear a slovenly suit. Don't worry.
When? Just for the fun of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in general. When I drink tonight, probably.
You're going to look slovenly in an ill-fitting suit.
That's what I meant. Thank you.
Which, coming from the man whose half of his shirt was untucked during his revenge porn, trial, quote unquote trial, where he's
Did he
just like,
wear a red T-shirt and a cap to court at one point?
he wouldn't have worn a cap. Even Ethan Ralph knows that you don't wear a hat in court, because I'm sure the judge has told him many times for him to have learned that.
Probably
So,
right.
oh God. Anyway, so Ralph's Cup. It's like, so the judge, and in this case, I think it was Kelly Babineau, I believe, was the judge in this. She's very nice. She's, as long as you don't pipe up. I've watched her get mad. In fact,
I have too.
Yeah, at the first DVRO hearing, where she told Ariana basically, this is just a waste of everybody's time, but if you want to continue, I guess we will. And to be fair, she looked at me too and was like, and you filed an order to show cause for contempt. I didn't grant her order, so, and she said, so I think this is just a silly waste of time. I said, I agree, right? I agree with the judge. This whole thing between Miss Couch and I,
that is true,
with the DVRO and the contempt, is a waste of time. But as I'm going to explain to the judge, where does it end, right? Over the last year, I've had a call from the police. You know what? I'm going to move on to that. I'll get to that in a second. We're just finishing up with Ralph.
What the fuck is this? I'm
This
so
is just,
sorry.
my brain's...
This PDF is driving me insane. It's so much.
Oh, you're reading? Okay.
No, I'm reading it while we all talk.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. It is a lot.
Well, the point is that I think because, as what happens, it seems to happen with Ralph and everybody, is because somebody seems like they're being nice to him. I guarantee that $200 a week, brother, that was not an act of kindness from the judge. Right? She may have said it with a song and a smile, but it doesn't work to your benefit, friend. But because it sounded nice, and because she wasn't yelling at him and calling him whatever, stinky triple tits, or whatever name he might have at the time, that he's just like, that judge really liked me, and obviously that means I won, because she's gonna be nice to the winner. You lost everything. Faith got everything she wanted, which means you lost everything, right? You came out with less. You came out with less privileges, you came out with less rights, and you came out with more money lost. Less money that's going to be in your pocket. No matter which way you cut it, by the way. No matter which way you cut it. Just simple economics. Understood by, I don't know, Gideon might be smart enough to understand.
This is what they go over in personal finance when I went to school.
Yeah. It's just it's simple numbers. You
and don't one assignment.
You don't win when
you even need a test.
Yeah, you don't win if you have to pay payments more frequently. Especially in fucking child support, because there's two levels you can get fucked in child support. There's the amount in arrears, and then there's the number of payments in arrears. So if Ralph misses 2 months in the old plan, then he's behind $1,600 in 2 payments, right? If he misses 2 months in the new plan, then he's behind $1,700 ish, whatever, $200 a week over 2 months comes out to, and behind 8 payments, right? There's no way to paint it as a win. There is no way to paint it as a win. Well, it's easier for me to make $200 a month. What do you mean? Then make $200 a month into an interest-bearing account or something, and then pay the $800. Like, it doesn't matter. There's just no way to paint it as a win, and it's people who don't know how stupid they are or how they sound when they try to paint 5 + 5 = 20. It's remarkable. Oh, okay, well, what do we have next here? Moving on.
I need to ask you a fucking question.
Oh, I'm pretty much almost covered everything. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, shit!
What?
I can't say it aloud. But this other thing here. Can I ask you, Papa? Are you a public personality?
No, that'll never.
Internet streamer.
Yeah, no, that'll never fly. He's tried that before, and it doesn't work. I'm not a public personality, and even if I was, he's still guilty of malice and everything else. I've
Do
read
you
into
think this man actively falsely called you a rapist?
Oh yeah.
This PDF is actually fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah.
Oh no, I'm sure it's going to be great. I've heard it all. I've heard I'm going to try anti-slap, which doesn't work because
He got Fate's name right. Good job, Ralph.
okay, you're shitting up the stream with Ralph stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
That was meant to be what I was supposed to do. I'm like, because he got fucked with Face thing, and it just. Oh no, it was when I filed my lawsuit. It fucked with his entire stream for like an hour, like just minutes and minutes of dead air. God, and I'm sure that's what he was going for, but it's just like, no, I already know it's going to be funny. There's just not an ounce of worry in my heart over it at all, because it's going to be great. Okay, so we're going to rewind now, and I want to talk about this domestic violence restraining order that... Let's talk about the history, first of all, of the domestic violence restraining order. I covered some of it. Ms. Couch wasn't leaving me alone. The only way I could get her to leave me alone, despite trying to tell her over and over again, I don't want to be near you. I don't want to be in the same room as you. You called the police on me. I'm going to show up anyway. My house too. And take my stuff. And blah, blah, blah. Okay. So filed the domestic violence restraining order. My only option at that point, but immediately told all the parties involved, I will be fine with a civil, right? I don't want my ex-wife to have a domestic violence restraining order on her background check because it will follow you. That's arrestable shit, right? I don't need any of this to be arrestable. I trust that most of the time when she's thinking with at least a quarter of her brain, she's going to go out of her way not to violate a court order, right? She's not going to do anything I ask, but she's going to try to not violate a court order. So that's what I did, and that's what I got, and we settled to it. And then the next thing that happened was the kids came to me with complaint. The little kids came to me, the minors, with problems and complaints and some stuff that I, A, didn't like the sound of, worried me. B, I have experienced with her before, but was always able to be that wall between, if she accidentally took too many pain meds, right? And was loopy as fuck. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Did she do it intentionally? No, she didn't do it intentionally. She would take her meds, then she would fall asleep, then she would wake up, forget she took her meds, and then take some more. And it would, put her into what happens when people take too many narcotic pain meds. She would get a little loopy. And so, the kids didn't have to see that, because I was always the one to go like, let's not jump out of bed and make the kids tacos at 3 a.m. or whatever, right? They didn't have to experience that. So knowing that is something that they would be experiencing, so I took action as I was requested to do, because I'm going to do now what my kids asked me to do. I'm going to act in their best interest every single time. That's my goal. I don't need them to act in my best interest. I act in my best interest, and my best interest is their best interest. Or my best interest is what's in their best interest. Woo! Somebody going to soundbite that one, hopefully. Okay. So what was I pulling up here? I was pulling up Ariana's DV1. Nope. Oh, yep, her DV100. What? Oh, yeah. I knew that was going to happen anyway. No, she's going to be listening, and it's not going to matter because there's nothing here that's going to be able to be used in any other domestic violence restraining order. So people, here's the thing about domestic violence restraining orders. In order for it to work, it has to be action that qualifies as abuse under the DVPA. That's the Domestic Violence Protection Act. That has to be something that puts you in reasonable fear of imminent bodily or mental harm. Okay? So if I was saying, bitch, I'm coming over and I'm going to smack you up, that would certainly be, and I'm not saying that because I've spent the last year trying to avoid my ex-wife at all costs. Even when she demanded that I talk to her face-to-face over video chat on Talking Parents to settle some shit with the mortgage or whatever, which now I believe she had no intent. That's just my belief. I don't know. But my belief is that she never had any intent to settle that. She has always tried to, like, because we have a stipulation in our order where we can agree, because we still have little kids, where we can agree in writing, which includes text or talking talking parent messages, to temporarily change the order. So, okay, yes, if William got hit by a truck, and William's not listening, but I don't think he would, but let's say he got hit by a truck and he was in the hospital. Yes, we could agree to waive the order so that we could both be in the hospital with him at the same time, praying for his recovery. So that's why stuff like that exists for our order, is because we still have those minor children. But let's go over some of the stuff she included in her request for domestic violence restraining order. Because this all started with Mistress Vickers. We went to our favorite convention, Monsterpalooza, and you take the kids every year, sometimes twice a year, because there's one in the Son of Monsterpalooza in Burbank in October, and then there's regular Monsterpalooza in Pasadena in June, or late May, early June.
Oh my God. Gang, have I been muted this whole time?
Have you been talking this whole time?
Oh my God, I have been. Well, I was saying, why are you doxing your kids like that? Isn't this how Ralph gone to shit?
I'm not doxing.
Come on, man.
Oh, okay, anyway.
Now they're going to go to Monsterpalooza every year to try and get us.
So,
the Vickers.
So, and this is why when I say that I believe my ex-wife has fundamentally changed mentally in the last couple of years, it's because I don't think I would have ever seen something this disjointed from her as her DVRO filing. I just can't imagine that she would have done that. Now, as other people have brought to my attention, and Mistress Vickers especially, I was the one always handling the legal stuff.
Mrs.
What?
Mrs. Vicious.
Mistress Vicious. Did I call you Mrs.?
Oh, Mrs. Maybe I'm
Oh, marriage over here. God damn. I already did that. I'm not doing that again. Anyway.
You're talking about me and our
No. I think you were the one who explained to me, well, didn't you always file the legal stuff before? And I'm like, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I have nothing else to compare it to, but so keep in mind when these complaints, we're looking for something that is going to cause imminent threat of bodily harm or serious emotional damage, right? Most recent abuse she lists as October 14th, 2025. And again, this is right from her DV-100. This is a public document. Anybody can get this from Nevada County Superior Court, so I'm not sharing anything private here. On or about October 10th, 2025, so October 10th, but she lists October 14th, whatever. Matthew Vickers threatened to take me to court to obtain my personal phone records because I objected to his girlfriend publicly calling our children idiots. He accused me of stalking, mocked me, and refused to communicate about the children respectively. Okay. So that never happened. I never threatened to take her to court to obtain her phone records. I asked her that I would like her to reveal who shared. Mistress Vickers and I both have Ms. Couch blocked on Facebook. So who is sharing this screenshot? And it was an incomplete screenshot. Let's see. Let's find a picture of that.
I found out that I ran out of my noise canceller probably a while ago.
Okay. I don't know what noise
that's-
canceller is.
It
right,
basically
let's
makes it so you can't hear the fan in the background. So bye fan. Also, I don't know if it's gonna make me quieter or what. So there we go. As long
Okay.
as you can hear me fine.
Yeah. Let's let me get this so it can be up on screen. I don't have the original because it doesn't really fucking matter. But this is really what blew up the whole thing, or what I believe started this whole fatwa, for lack of a better word, from her. Let's see, group watch.
Am I better now? Am I louder?
Okay. So this is from her filing. I apologize. I have a much better. Yeah, you're fine, Ethan.
Okay.
And so
Go ahead.
Amber posted this, Mistress Vicious, and tagged me because we're at Monsterpalooza. She says, "No big deal, but I met and had my photo taken, with Tim Curry. Yes, that Tim Curry at Son of Monsterpalooza this weekend. Those other 4 idiots are random photo bombers." Laughing face. So you're putting this in a court of law that you believe this was actually Amber referring to your children as idiots. Were they photo bombers too, or could this have just been tongue-in-cheek? Right? She goes on after this. Notice, of course, this screen cap. This was whoever sent this to her. This is what I wanted to know from her, so that Amber and I could block that user so that they didn't see her shit either. Anyway, she goes on to say what, Amber, something like, had a great time.
It's like thanking
yeah,
everybody
thank
for a
you
great
so
time
much
and stuff.
to Matt and his 56 spawn, because that's our little private joke, because I have so many kids. She uses a different number every time she says how many kids we have. Oh, it's sweet and endearing, yes, but that's just what it is. But I responded because she sent me a Talking Parents message, and she said, you need to not belittle our kids. Like, mind you, not Thaddeus, not Gideon, not William. I don't think even William doesn't have Facebook, does he? Ethan?
No. I'm me and Faith are the only ones with Facebook accounts.
Yeah, so none of them would.
Because
Yeah, none of
we're
them would have
fucking
seen.
old
None of
souls.
them would have seen this to begin with. Let alone Amber's around a good amount of the time. They've known her forever, and obviously she doesn't literally mean they're idiots any more than she literally
was
means
sobbing
they're
for
random photo bombers, and it includes me, who I assure you she's quite fond of. She might think I'm an idiot. I don't think she thinks I'm an idiot. Truth out, bitch. You think I'm an idiot?
You know what I'm using you for. It's not your brain.
Oh my. Anyway,
Ew.
the point is,
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting you're there, guy. I'm
What the
sorry.
fuck?
I'm just
the only
sitting
thing
back
is,
and
yes,
chilling.
Amber to make inappropriate comments and Ethan to go, ew. She was talking about my fantastic bank account
That would be it.
or my sweet
Banging
car.
credit score.
Or my sweet car with my taped on bumper. Oh, that's a whole other
Or
story
your
that
dead
we won't go
Camaro,
into today.
because you might have a clumsy son.
Yeah. So, okay. But she
Buy some
lists.
arrogance.
Yeah, oh, this was the message she sent. She includes this in her filing. Matt, your live-in girlfriend Amber Boardman. She doesn't live with me. She does stay over sometimes, but no, she has her own residence like a big girl. Posted a photo from the Monsterpalooza trip referring to our 8, 11, and 17-year-old children as idiots. That language directed at minors at public forum is unacceptable. But it says nothing about the photo bombers. Personally, I would have been more offended by the photo bombers because I think that's just ignoring.
That's fucked up. That's like breaking
It's ignoring the
social
social
etiquette.
contract. You're responsible for ensuring that that all adults in your household treat the children with respect and refrain from any behavior that humiliates or demeans them. This is assuming that they felt
fucked.
humiliated or demeaned by a comment they never saw until she brought it to their attention. This conduct reflects poor judgment and disregard for their emotional welfare. This incident will be documented and preserved for the record. It is your responsibility to ensure that it does not happen again. Ariana. To which the only...
I'm sorry. What about her demeaning them? What
Oh,
about
I know. Coming
her,
from the person
hurting
who
their
literally
emotional
called me a
welfare?
rapist in front
Fix
of
your
them.
shit first, woman. I know you're
Oh,
listening.
careful. No, don't.
Fix your
Don't.
shit,
Hey. Don't, because that
I'm-
could be
I'm-
considered contact, so just don't.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not referring to her.
Okay, anyway.
Never.
Just don't. Just trust me.
Yeah.
All right, so my only response, the only thing I can muster at the time is Lamau, Jesus Christ, Ariana, because how much do you have to stretch to actually get pissed off about that? And I submit no reasonable person, no person who's being reasonable. And I wrote this in my response to the DVRO, so I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said in the court, that to consider this, to have the reaction that was had is just, I mean, it's laughable. And so there's some more responses by me, but she didn't label any of her exhibits, by the way. She lists all these exhibits in her filing and then doesn't label any of them. They're just all put together. And you don't know there, and there's more pages in the exhibits than there are letters that she gave. So I assume one of the exhibits is more than one page. She says in there that I still won't stop contacting her family, including her elderly mother. I haven't talked to my former mother-in-law in almost over a year. The last message I sent my former mother-in-law was on December 25th, 2024, and it said Merry Christmas. And I meant it earnestly. And I still have no ill will towards my former mother-in-law. But part of the reason I won't talk to her is because she repeated the rape lie to my 17-year-old who was 16, 15 at the time. Like, why are you doing that? That's just, stay out of it. You should be staying out of it when it comes to the kids. And so she lists this as me abusing Retha. This, by the way, was sent in like March of 2024 or June. It was sent way prior to, and mind you, her and I signed a stipulation that said we won't use anything prior to January 3rd of 2025 as a basis for filing a future DVRO, right? That's what she's facing contempt for right now, because this filing of hers is littered with stuff that happened prior to that, because we haven't been in the same fight. We've only been in a couple hand or a couple arm lengths vicinity of each other once since November 6th of 2024, by the way. So over a year. I haven't contacted her family in over a year. I haven't contacted any of her friends in over a year. I have never contacted her co-workers or boss or employer at any point ever, before or after any of this, which she also says that I do. And no, that's never happened. And you can't prove a negative, but you can prove the positive. It should be easy enough to show that I've contacted a coworker, and she'll never be able to do it because it never fucking happened. So, hi, Retha. I would like to politely request that you do your best not to discuss me in a negative light with any of my children, even Faith. I understand that you are Ariana's emotional support. I have no interest in interfering with that relationship, but I would have assumed that you'd understand that things Ariana tells you are coming solely from her context, and at least a few of the things I'm hearing are outright lies. I'm not in the position to, nor do I think it is incumbent upon me to add context or point out lies. I've tried this once and you refuse to believe me. That's fine. You should be in your daughter's corner just as I am now in my daughter's corner, basically in Faith's corner. I'm not going to fight with Ariana about this. I already know what her tactics are, but Faith and Ethan already hear both sides with context from each party and are old enough to come to their own conclusions. I simply can't be held responsible for Ariana alienating her children through her own words or actions. I don't think it is appropriate for you to attempt to alienate them from me either. I do not at present believe that was your intent, but certainly felt that way to me. Oh my God, you guys. She listed that as abuse. That's me abusing my mother-in-law, to politely ask her to stop involving my kids in disagreements between Ariana and myself, while certifying that I understand that she's Ariana's emotional support and I would never try to change that. Wow! Who puts this in a legal filing as me being unreasonable? Again, I submit, what reasonable person reads that and says, clearly Vicious Vickers over here is trying to get his mother-in-law? Nope. Unbelievable. And then this, oh God, she includes, when I did my response, I included the messages that showed context to what she had here. So she responded to me. I had told her, oh yes. So my 11-year-old continually comes to me, and these kids, I think that she thinks, and I don't know, so I'm not stating this for a fact, I think that she thinks that when they get here, we exchange custody on Mondays, or custody visitation time. It's parenting time. Get them once a week at a time. The little ones. William stays here full time. That when they get over here, I just sit them down and I go, all right, you guys, Oh, let me know all the antics that your mom's been up to. No! That literally never happens. Ethan, does that ever happen?
No. In fact, I think you've had to keep me in check before.
Yeah, because that it's just not the way that I want things here. But I also am torn because I want to give my kids a safe place, and they don't feel, as far as expressing themselves, told me this time and again, they don't feel like it's a safe place over there. When they've expressed concerns, they're either ignored, they're talked down to, or they're told that Gideon, the 11-year-old, outright. What he told me was that he's talked to her, and he last week wanted me to get in touch with her and try to negotiate as the other parent and say he doesn't want to hear about your gripes about me anymore. He feels like he's been keeping her up, that she's been keeping him up at night to talk about all the woes of me. And when he's expressed this, she said, no, I have to talk about it. And so, again, I don't know if it's happening for sure, but that's what came out of my son's mouth. Something that usually he's just like, I just need to get this off my chest. Don't bring it up with her because then she's going to start issues and I don't want to deal with that. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm sure they do more talking to their brothers and that's fine. But when the minor kids are in a stressful situation, yeah, they're going to have to vent. And so they do. And I'm not going to stop them from that, but I'm not going to take action on anything because I understand also that they're minors and that they want to vent. But when they specifically come to me and say, I need you to talk to mom about this because it's starting to get crazy, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it every time unapologetically because I owe them to listen to them. I don't owe her to listen to her.
What you're
call them
trying to
liars.
say is you want to support them, but you do not want to gossip.
Yes. So the screen that's in front of us came about because Gideon kept telling Ethan, like on more than one occasion at this point, well, mom says if you want to come along, to the river, you can. You just have to agree. All you guys have to do is mutually agree that you change the stipulation order. So
Which is a violation of the order.
Right. She's not allowed to contact via a third party.
The third party.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, again, maybe Gideon misunderstood. It's possible. So, nobody's going to make a big deal out of it. But in the messages...
Yeah, I'm not making a big deal.
No, in the messages prior to this, I went ahead and I told her, look, Gideon said this a couple times. I don't know if that's what was said, but you should understand. I've read the kids' stipulation order. It doesn't have the clause where you guys can just agree that it doesn't work. It's going to take a court order to fix it.
Yeah.
And it's coming dangerously close to contacting for a third party. So this is just me letting you know that that's what Gideon's saying, right? One of the minor children, mind you. Her response is, let me make this clear. You have no right to discuss this with me. By doing so, you are breaking our order. This has nothing to do with our minor children. Gideon. It is harassment to do so. No, it's not. I'm telling you to stop. Okay. I have told you countless times to stop harassing me. How? I will stop. I will have to pursue legal action since you will not stop. To which I can just respond, wow. I will advise you that Cleet represents me in this case with anyone but you. Or doesn't represent. Because I was making the suggestion, if you need to contact the kids, it's never against any rules of any court to make peaceful contact through an attorney. There is no order that can allow that in California. You can always make peaceful contact through an attorney. Anyway. What else did she include in here? Let's see some more crazy words by Matt. And again, this isn't me. She are talking parents' messages. This is what she put in her DVRO filing.
About my phone line. Oops, sorry to my mic.
What fun one?
The phone line. That's what I enjoy that one.
Oh, I don't remember what that one was. Oh, yeah, okay. So she includes this too. I tell her, because she was carrying everybody's plan for way longer than needed to happen. I'm not going to go into the details, but it could have been fixed a long time before this was written. Anyway, Ethan got in his own plan because let's just say some
I'm an
people
adult.
have the capacity to like, well, I'm doing this so I can act however I want because I'm paying this. No. So everybody's been kind of in this rush, like, okay, get out from under the thumb. Like, get your own stuff, handle it yourself, and if you can't pay for it, don't pay for it that month. Find a way to pay for it later. So I say so I let her know. I can't see the date on this. I can't remember if it was before or after the order. Anyway, I said, you may discontinue Ethan's line from your cell phone plan at your earliest convenience. He no longer needs to be on it. Oh no. What a bastard I am. She responds, this does not concern the minor children. Do not message me again about things that are not relevant to the minor children. I consider this harassment. What? I'm literally trying to save you money by being polite. So that's more abusive, Matt. This is literally, she's putting this, these are her exhibits, ladies and gentlemen, for how she's been abused. Here's my favorite. And again, it's an out of context message where I start by, there's messages previous to this. And this is a message to her from me where I was just, all the kids were here and I was just screwing around on the computer and they said something about her current boyfriend and mentioned his name, which I'm gonna be honest, I can't even remember right now because I don't care. And they were like, oh, we better not say that, mom will kill us. And so there's been this big thing where it's, I tell the kids one thing over here, one thing to the minor kids, there's no secrets over here. If you see or hear something and you feel like telling mom, go ahead and tell her. I have nothing to hide. No secrets. That's how so much of this bullshit started, was somebody telling, I'm going to say somebody, I'm not talking about me, telling the kids, oh, don't tell your dad I know. Don't tell your dad I said that. Don't tell your dad he's a rapist. He doesn't know yet. I'm still in the fucking dark about it. And so it for lack of a better word, kind of breaks my heart when the little kids are sitting here going like, oh, don't say his mom would kill us. They're having to carry this. So I'm telling her, I just start right here is perfect. And in chat, fucking chime in and you tell me if this is abuse. Nonetheless, it is an extremely unfair burden to put on small children. They should not have the responsibility of keeping your secrets for fear of reprisal. I would very much like this habit to stop. If you want them to tell me something, then don't tell them. Or if you don't want them to tell me something, then don't tell them. Your secrets, just like mine, are our own responsibilities and our own burdens. They are not appropriately developed, this being the minor children, are not appropriately developed to handle that level of stress. I've had to make sacrifices here. I have a really fun job and I do mopping up shit at the Chevron, which is very interesting and leads to a lot of good stories, mopping up shit at the Chevron. And I can't even tell them where I work or what I do because it is not fair to them to make them worry about not telling you. My two minor children don't know where I work because they don't need to worry about keeping that secret, which they won't because they're 11 and 8. I can't make that expectation of them. They're little kids. They tell her, and she may not intentionally do anything at first to try and fuck with my employer, fuck up my job or anything else like that. But you better best believe if she ends up telling Ethan Ralph that he'll do something. Now I'm good at my job, mopping up shit at the Chevron. So I don't really think mopping up shit at the Chevron comes with amazing health benefits. I don't think that it's going to cause any problem, but I like my employer and I like my coworkers too. And I don't want them to have to deal with the headache of the fucking shitstorm that is Ethan Oliver Ralph. Anyway, so regardless of how miserable that is for me, and it is miserable not being able to share fun stories from workshop mopping shit at the Chevron with my minor kids. That sucks. I keep to it. That is keeping that shit to myself because I would rather do that than emotionally abuse my children. Now, for anybody who wants to theorize, he's not telling his wife where he works because child support, blah, blah, blah. Nope. I would happily disclose my employer to the court because I can do it confidentially and they can make the calculations based on that. The court can have all of my paychecks and know who my employer is and all that stuff. Would never hesitate to turn that over. I have no problem with it because she doesn't get to see that information, right? She would only get to see what the final order is, which would have nothing to do with who my employer is. So no, that's not why I don't want her to know. There's something about this is all. It's all kind of crazy stuff she says, and then reasonable responses from me. Oh, she says I lied to the mortgage company about her not. And this was abusive, by the way. I wrote the mortgage company because she's refusing to sign mortgage modification docs, right? So she's going to let this house go into foreclosure. That's fine. I have other plans. I don't have to pay for the whole thing by myself then, and I get to downsize. Not a huge secret, but the mortgage company absolutely gave us modification docs. And at that point, I'm like, okay, fine. You don't want me to have the house, even though you get all the coin shop shit. Fine. Well, can we just sign the modification docs, keep the house so we can sell it, and pay off a bunch of debt, right? Pay off the debt. Nope. No, because I want you to have, the mortgage company needs to do this and this and this, and this needs to be in writing. Okay, well, the mortgage company is not going to modify their documents based on your silly whims. So, anyway, so that's what I told the mortgage company. And I told the IRS, I'm like, I tried everything I know how to do with this person to get them to sign the modification docs so that IRS, you could be paid off. Close to it, at least. Oh, almost certainly paid off given the amount of equity that's in the house. And that mortgage company, you don't have to foreclose, right? You just get the house sold and get your loan paid back. NARP. So yeah, I explained that to those companies that she refused to sign under the oh gosh, my brain's starting to fail on me, people. I had to get to work at like 5:45. Under the provisions that the mortgage company allowed, she refused to sign under those provisions. So she got mad. That was abuse, right? I CC'd her on the letters so that there wasn't any, I'm not trying to hide. Anyway, so it just keeps going. Long story short, this is all of it. Like I guarantee there's shittier things that I said at some point. Like I said, especially that first year, I was kind of a mess, man. I went through my own personal hell until I realized, ooh, god damn, that was for the best, right? It took me a while to figure it out. So I don't know that there's a copy of the letter. Just like took a picture of the letter and then put the picture in the filing. Can't even read half of it. I included the full letters. She got mad here. This is the one thing I copped to in the response. Is she got mad because she said, you changed the password on the mortgage account, so I can't even go on and look. And I'm like, you can get your own password. You're a joint owner on the account. There's nothing that's ever been stopping you from doing anything with this mortgage or seeing anything. It's like it's legally impossible for me to hide. So I did say, when she said that, I did not change anything on the account. You're the joint owner on the account and can just get your own damn access to the account. Quit screwing around. We're going to go into default rather than pay off a huge chunk of taxes because you're being naive. Knock it off. And then I went and I changed the password. I changed it to Ariana is naive 95946 ! Sure, I could have handled that differently. I admitted to that in the filing. Is it even close to abuse under the DVPA? No. No siree, Bob. And again, I'm not saying anything here.
A little silly.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything here that I'm not going to say in court because that's if she decides to go through with the DVRO. They schedule it for her birthday. Her 49th birthday is going to be spent losing in court on a DVRO that's never going to get granted, right? And I already offered her, and I withdrew the offer because she wanted to get lawyers involved. I said, why don't we, because the judge thinks it's silly, you drop the DVRO, I'll drop the contempt, and we could just move on. Everybody here knows that I made that offer. When I say here, I mean at the household. And reasonable heads can prevail, and we can just get back on with our lives, right? Nope. She wanted to talk to her attorney. What attorney? She doesn't have an attorney repping her for the DVRO. She is her attorney. She has a court-appointed attorney, right? Free for her to handle the contempt. She's not spent a dime fighting the lawsuit. She didn't even respond to it. Not one filing, right? So what's this legal battle? It's not a battle if you don't fight, right? There has to be two people battling. The only lawyer she's paid is her lawyer who's handling the divorce, right? And that's not what any of this has to do with. So what is all this cost from legal battles and the stress from legal battles? Just quit doing stuff that's going to get you in trouble. Right? That's all. Same as Ralph. Stop doing shit that's going to get you into trouble. We're coming up on almost the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go take a second, Vickers, and then I think there's just a few more things I wanted to cover. I don't even think there's a few more things I wanted to cover. And I can open it up to chat for questions if you want, as long as you're nice, as you
I'm
can
also
see.
going to take a Vickers.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm not going to burden Mr.
Like
Vickers
father, like son.
with holding down the channel. So I'm going to put on the break screen, and we'll be right back. Where is the break screen? Oh, there it is. Be right back, you guys. Okay, I'm back. I don't think anybody else is back, but I'm back. Troy JT2252 says Gideon as in the Bible character. Yes, actually, we came up with that name. Funny story, when times were better. We were going through name ideas because we ran through all our name ideas, right? We always, for the first kid, we knew if it was a girl, we were going to name it Faith, and if it was a boy, we were going to name it Ethan. If it was a girl, we named it Faith. And then, of course, the second child was a boy, so we just went with Ethan. We already had those two picked out. William is, he's a 17-year-old now. William was originally going to be named Serafina because that kid tucked it for like 2 or 3 ultrasounds. Everybody thought he was going to be a girl. Bought all these pretty pink clothes. Faith was so excited to have a little sister. Damn guy comes out with male junk. So we didn't have a name. We didn't have a boy's name picked out. So we just took mine and reversed it. So I'm Matthew William. He's William Matthew. And then after that, we just had to start getting creative. And so she was, Miss Couch at the time was, reading through baby names, and she's like, Gideon, it means the destroyer. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And then Thaddeus was, an apostle. Chole is a mistake.
I'm back.
Nikolai. Chole was a mistake because the nurse who filled out her birth certificate couldn't spell Chloe. So her middle name was meant to be Chloe, but by the time she got we didn't go back and like study her birth certificate at any point until it was time for her to get a license or her ID at the time. And that's when we saw, oh, fuck. So she will now and forever, unless she does a name change, be Chole. So yeah, that one was a mistake. That was not picked, but it was so goddamn funny. You may as well. It's a middle name. Who gives a fuck? May as well just keep it for the comedy, right? All right. So I'm getting close to ending this stream because I want to eat something, and then I want to go to bed because I have an early day tomorrow. Anybody have any questions? I appreciate everyone who's been here, all 30 for you, except for the assholes. That's okay. I knew there would be assholes. There's way less assholes than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, no,
They don't even
I
care.
was
Which, oh
expecting
no.
more.
Is there any veracity to Ralph's claim that he and Ariana had a revenge? Did he actually claim that? If he actually claimed it, no, he was just screwing with me because, I mean, I would assume so. I don't know how they would have pulled that off. He's in Mexico all the time. And, I guess you can fly out to Northern California and try to sneak around and get some strange, but I very seriously doubt it. And I'm not sure why
I just learned what strange meant like 3 months ago.
6 or 7 months ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think he thought that it would bother me, and I'm just like, I don't. Like, why would I care?
That'll fucking do it.
Why would I? Again, it's the only way, the only reason I would care if that was true is because of what it does to irrevocably damage the relationship, the chances that she'll ever again have a relationship with her older children. That's really hard to come back from, you know? And I mean, it's hard enough being friendly with the guy who released revenge porn on your daughter, kept her ply with alcohol when he was 16 years older than her, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for any of us to get not even on board with it, but to just, it's just not acceptable, right? And that's not me saying it's unacceptable, so all you kids need to also think it's unacceptable. They're fucking adults, and even the 17-year-old's practically, he's smarter than the other two older ones anyway, right, Ethan?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, William's the smartest
I'm
one.
not gonna fight for myself.
No, Williams, he's a legit genius, smart enough to stay out of this. And I, you know, I don't want to let him involved in this anyway, but you know, there was, he's just, at times it seems like he's the only one who's an adult when he's talking with her. So, oh yeah, Faith makes the, thank you, Faith.
Hey.
Faith's in chat.
Hey.
And we did discuss
The
that,
only
Faith.
one
that
who's
you,
an adult when chatting with her. Come on now, you should have seen me on December 15th. I was plenty.
No, I know,
Adult.
no, you were.
No.
I'm saying at times it has seemed like, you know, the one who's still a minor. But yeah, Faith went no contact first, by the way. Oh, Todd Manning's back. What's he laughing at? Anyway,
Something stupid, probably. I think I put him on timeout
Yeah.
rather than banned him, just because I wanted
all
it to
good.
sting a little bit
So-
more. But I might be wrong.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it's been, I won't lie, it's been kind of fun to do this again. I will almost certainly, like, this is, it's not, I'm never, you're welcome, bathing Blythe Sun Doggy. I won't be doing it. Streaming is not what I do. And it's not going to be what I do. I'm going to do this when facts need to be corrected or when people and their legal filings need to be appropriately laughed at. Because that's what always happened. My favorite thing is to have an opponent who thinks that they're smarter than they are. And there is no better definition of that than Ethan Ralph. Or insane. I mean, the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And it's that problem. I don't know if the alcohol has beat his mind so much that he doesn't understand how his ass was handed to me. Take his brag about the about me losing the lawsuit. Let's see. Let me pull that. I'll pull that up last. Let's talk about Vicious Vickers losing the lawsuit I had against Ralph, because he's very, very proud of that. Right? It would be as if me losing means that he won, right? But oh, Ralph, you big old.
I keep having to mute and unmute.
Yeah,
This dog keeps
you
chasing
big
her
old
own
dummy.
fucking tail.
Let's take a look at this real quick. For anybody who thinks Vicious Vickers or me lost a lawsuit to Ethan Ralph, and this time, Ralph, if I'm gonna be mocked for losing a lawsuit I didn't lose, then I'm just gonna go ahead and lose it for real. So you wanted me to do it. You asked me several times in emails, on your show, and in your little stupid 8-minute video. Said sue you. And then you did something that allowed me to do it, so I'm doing it. Why? Because you're
That is fair.
damaging me in some way, shape, or form. It's per se. But here's the last lawsuit, people. After I went back and forth with Ralph, right as I was going through my divorce, and did not have time, right? Into the coin shop, into the marriage. Yeah, I got bigger shit on my fucking plate to deal with than making an example of some wannabe Memphis hood rat fuck. Right? I don't have the time. So, request for dismissal. This is me filing a request for dismissal. Ralph, you remember this? When I agreed with you on email that we would just move on and try to be bigger men? I moved on and tried to be a bigger man. Somebody got drunk again and decided that I lost a lawsuit, that I didn't go easy on their stupid, arrogant, dumb fucking ass, as I have at every turn. No more. I went easy on the other one too. No more. Because you know what? Every time I go easy on somebody, I end up getting my teeth kicked for it. So fuck it.
That is
What's
true.
the point? Follow it through. That's what everything's going to be now. Win or lose. Possibly lose. I don't even know if I know what I'm doing half the time. Don't know if I'm coming or going. What I do know is I know how to read and I know how to write. And I know how to read CRC. Ralph, look it up. California Rules of Court. Very simple. Outlines and shit. Give you a hint. When there's an I, it's like the first thing. And when there's like two I's, it's like the second thing. When there's three of them, it's the third thing. Now, I don't want you to get confused because there's an I and a V. It means something totally different. Rob, that means four. I don't know why either. Fucking Romans were crazy, but you love Julius Caesar, so study his works. Study his use of numbers. I don't know. Anyway, I'm off on a rant.
I'd like to point out that this man used ChatGPT in a live court. Almost definitely.
Oh,
Not for sure.
no,
I'm not sure on
Ariana
that.
did too. I know that
But
Ariana
I don't think he knows how to read.
No, Ariana. No, well, he did. If anybody remembers, nobody would except for me. But when we did Transcriptapalooza on Father's Day, that's all I wanted for Father's Day was to sit down with a group of people and read fucking transcripts. And when we read the transcript from my contempt hearing, remember, Ralph? Remember when you were convicted of contempt? Had your ass handed to you again? When we went through that, reading the absolute fucking string of ChatGPT fucking closing argument that had nothing to do with the case at hand at all was glorious. I know for a fact Ariana used ChatGPT in her DV 100 when she wrote her declaration because it's formatted how ChatGPT formats legal writings, right? I'm not saying I've never used AI to at least show me the way, right? But I've always done the writing myself because I know what ChatGPT and I know what AI does to legal writing, and it's usually not great. So, with that, I think I'm done. Ralph, I look forward to Todd Manning, or he's either a Ralph or a Ralph Acolyte. I really look forward to the 79-page stream of I won't lie, man. It is going to make picking through. It's going to make my weekend. It's going to be the most because I had plans for this weekend that got canceled, and this is going to be some good shit. He
goes over the full history from 2020.
Oh God.
Forward.
Oh
No, you're
beautiful.
It's gonna be fucking wonderful.
Did I try to take his child? Did I try to steal his son?
Is that where?
I think he's made a couple
Oh,
comments on it.
kids went?
I haven't gone through the whole thing.
Oh,
and,
God.
let that sink in with how long we've been on the stream.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I might be a slow reader. Who knows?
Yeah. No. Sometimes you have to double read that shit. Like, what did he just? Did he just? Oh my God, he did. And then
He says, as perpetrators of a sexual assault upon an intoxicated Karen. At some point.
As perpetrators of an assault against an intoxicated Karen? What?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait. That's actually in there?
Yeah.
Nah, or yeah. What are you saying, boy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay, now
Correct,
I'm
even.
excited.
Actually.
Right?
It's gonna be good.
Oh my God. All right, buckles up, ladies and gentlemen, because that almost means there will be another show. Can't keep them going forever because, barring this stuff, I have no interest in talking about it. It's just, to go into detail to get it all right. It'd take me forever to write it, so I'd rather just talk about it when I can. But yeah.
Underwater Alex Jones posted the exact quote.
Santa Cruz Women Against Rape published a newsletter naming Carney another private individual perpetrating of sexual assault against an intoxicated.
Yeah, that's how far we are. You've never heard of this. and
Oh,
you're
wow.
going in.
All right, this is great.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. If you took your day or if you left another stream that you wanted to watch, I know this was more about informational and less about entertaining, but I hope some of it managed to tickle your funny bone anyway, because if we're not having fun even in this crazy, crazy, senseless shit, what's the point of being alive? Ralph, I'll end with, I'm about to
wouldn't if
play
we
the
don't have
outro
fun.
video that shows your mom popping up from hell. Just remember, buddy, it's a lesson. That's not your mom. Bruh, that's a picture
That's a
of
PNG.
your mom. It's not even a very good picture, a high-resolution picture of your mom. Those aren't real flames. She's probably not actually in hell, but what do I know? Man the fuck up. I didn't have time. Maybe I'll do it for the next one. Put a picture of my dad in. My dad who died in 2018 to come up through the flames and go through this same shit just to prove a point that it's pointless to be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Be a man.
Don't be a bitch.
Take responsibility for your shit, brah. All right, you guys, we're out.
By somebody decades younger than you on Twitter.
Yeah. Have a great
Good night, yo.
evening, everybody. Thank you, Mistress Vicious. Thank you, Better Ethan, second eldest, and thank you, chat. Good night.
Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me, guys.
Every time I see some more snart from Team V.